Okay, so on days that I don't do anything, like I don't explore and I'm just doing video editing or uploading or exporting, I think I'm going to just tell a story and video on those days. Um, and today, I, for whatever reason, was thinking about love and relationships and um, what the journey would be like if like somebody were to join me, if I were to fall in love and somebody joined me, or somebody joined me and I fall in love. I guess that could work too. But and that got me started thinking about old relationships, which is not always a good idea, but this was actually kind of good. It was good to think about. And I started thinking about my first relationship and my first relationship, and then shortly after coming out as gay, and how that came to be. And how it came to be was I knew for like ever since I was young that I was attracted physically to guys and girls, but emotionally it wasn't there with girls. Like I just couldn't like connect on like a deeper level. I just never felt that connection, and so I was almost certain that I was gay, and I wanted to find out. Like I was in my mid-20s and I was like, you know what? All the rest of my life I focused on like my professional career, and I want to focus on finding real, true, genuine love, like what's right for me. And so there wasn't Grindr then. There may have been Grindr, but I didn't know about it. I didn't know about any apps. I don't think apps weren't a big thing then. This was in 2008. And if there were apps, then they weren't a big thing. And the only way that I knew to like find anybody that I could talk to that was gay was to go onto MySpace. And I went on MySpace and did an advanced search for gay men that lived in my local area. And I scrolled and scrolled and then came across somebody that I thought was just drop dead gorgeous. He was this Italian guy. He was in his younger 20s. I was in my mid 20s. He was in his younger 20s. And so I wrote him and just started talking to him. And he didn't act like it was like a weird thing at all. Like I would have thought that he would act like it was weird, but like he totally acceptable that some random guy is writing him on MySpace, just having a random conversation. But later on he was like, I knew that you were interested in like exploring and that you were curious. Like you had to be. That would be the only reason to write me. So but I wrote him. We talked for like a long time, and then eventually we exchanged numbers and called and talked on the phone for like a really long time. And then eventually I was just like, how would you feel about, well, I mean, I told him obviously that I was curious and that I was trying to figure out if I was gay or not, and I wanted to be able to have experiences and try to find out if I could connect with guys on a deeper level, because like I said, it wasn't happening with girls or females. So he was all for it. Like he was like, yeah, we can definitely like meet and see what happens, see if we connect. And so I got to go on what I feel is like my real first date. Like I had been on dates with females, with girls, but they never felt like romantic or real. And so I got to go on a real like date. It was really sweet. It was amazing. It was really amazing. We talked about, we planned to go on the date. We went to go see The Dark Knight. And we went and had Uno Pizza before going to the movie, and we just sat and talked. And I remember I was like, I want to pick you up. I don't want to meet out. I want to pick you up and it to be like a real date experience. And he was all for it because I don't think he had ever had really a real date experience either. I think he had hooked up before, and like he had boyfriends, but nothing like a real like date. So I pulled up at his place, walked to his door, knocked on the door, and we walked down the stairs together, and I opened his door for him. He got in the car, and then I closed the door behind him, and then I got in the car and told him how beautiful he looked, because he was really sexy. He was really sexy, and he was just blushing, and then drove us to Uno, and we had pizza and just talked and like connected, and it just felt so special. Whenever a moment is just really special, I just had that feeling the whole night through. We then went to Dark Knight. While at the theater seeing Dark Knight, I asked him if it was okay if I kissed him, and we kissed, and we ended up making out and like touching and stuff. And then afterwards we went to Walmart and we walked around. He got a Gatorade. I remember that. I don't know why I remember that, but I remember that. And then we went back to my place and cuddled and other things. And yeah, it was amazing. It was such a romantic, special, connecting night, and I don't know, I miss that. I miss having like a special like date like that. I miss having a special connection with someone like that on a deeper level. I've had 3 relationships, 3 long-term relationships, and one of them actually is on, like, there's videos on here with him, because I refused to delete them, because we had special moments together. Stafford was his name. He was the most recent relationship I had, and we're coming up on 3 years ago since we broke up. The first one ended, my first relationship ended, because it didn't work in the long run. He was a first, and he was a great guy. He ended up cheating and doing stuff that he probably shouldn't have, but we connected, but like it wasn't meant to be like a lifelong relationship, and that's okay, that happens. And then the second relationship, first relationship was like 1.5 years. Second relationship was like 1 year. And with him, he was older than me and wanted something way more serious than what I felt like we needed or like we would ever get to. So that didn't work. We actually even ended up moving to New York together, but it just didn't work. And then my third relationship was Stafford, which, like I said, there's videos of us on here. So, but yes, that was my first date experience with what ended up being my first boyfriend. We went on a few more dates after that. Well, actually quite a few more dates after that, I think. And then eventually ended up in a relationship and living together and stuff. And it was very sweet and cute, and he was very caring, and I loved him very deeply. But like I said, it just didn't work. But yep, that was my first relationship, first date, first relationship, first experience with a guy. That was it. I lived in Grand Junction, Colorado. Okay, there's your story for the night. I am tired. I didn't get much sleep last night. I parked in a Walmart parking lot, and it was just really loud. There was this like weird, not a weird car, it was a vehicle, a truck driving around, and it just made, the engine for it just made so much noise, and so I didn't get much sleep last night. So I'm going to go to sleep now. I love you all, and I will see you tomorrow. Mwah. Bye.